There's a band called Dashboard Confessional. And then there's another guy. He had a song, and he was like saying how the Vindicated, kind of like, to me, I think of alternative. Look at my breath. Can you see it? I was just seeing something hot, and it's cold outside. And who doesn't want to cry crocodile tears for $100 million? What is a displacement? And then this is aside from a delusion. So there's physical and mental, and we can both talk about one being more important than the other. In Batman, it's the Penguin with the government who makes everything pattywonkus. It's the Joker with the ground game who gets citizens acting like them, and Batman's conflicted with both of them. If you're looking at major plot lines like with Bane when he snaps Batman's back, Batman having to climb out of the hole, what that could mean is something that was so climactic with how Wonder Woman would be making a scream once her whip was getting thrown down a hole. Surprisingly, could it have been the same one Batman was climbing up from? At any point, this tone that she hit was something that would make any professional vocalist jaw drop. So these major plot points with that unfolding, and then but for the new standard to be set with the DOJ backing, this is Democrats' organization. If you look at a gymnast any way wrong, and I don't know the specifics, but this is what the implementation is in the standards. And I don't even know her name. She's the African-American gymnast. I think her name is Somali. She was like, "Goodbye, Packer Nation." Had the nerve to write a Dear Young letter and post it. She got crying in court with her crocodile tears granted $100 million because of a sex assault case. We all saw what happened to Kobe, and I'm not saying his death was because of that, but it was nonetheless the fate that he had to go through with his wife, and then if this rape allegation. But now if you look at the standards of what it is, this is a actual thing if they want your number. And with having your number, I mean if you're talking out of line, the thing where you can get the FBI at your front door and CNN having the cameras rolling and live footage with the SWAT knocking down your door and guns loaded, like they did with someone whose name rhymes with Lauder Tone, for taxes. And this is for Trump. He's got 36 cases for his business dealings where they want to throw him in jail, and who knows, God, what else? Heaven forbid. And it's these actions with these cool things. I don't know if Wonder Woman, you can attribute like what her whip meant with these things with super weapons. I understand there's something with accumulated, and it builds on you, and it's so specific, like Thor and his hammer, his acclamation, but to not be attached to things that are physical. Jesus is like the ultimate prescription for having a body autonomy be heavenly. And so any objects that are like heavenly, I mean, are immortal. So like in the Bible, when these angels are chained to hell, and these chains, they're associated to us through what wrongdoing is. In the Bible, they call it sin. That is fantastic, because an angel, it can't die, but it's now being limited to a space that, and this is where it's right, death. The wages of sin are death. So things that are sneaky and displacements, seeing these things are one way in understanding what disillusion is. And if it isn't the Scarecrow and his bioweapons in Batman's Gotham City, or Poison Ivy with the Scarecrow, you know, one's aerosol, the other is botany. It really makes you reflect on what day and night is. Take one day at a time. Things come in threes. And so if there's a morning, there's an afternoon, and there's a nighttime. Can we apply this to equinoxes? Because not all, but most. In Antarctica, it's winter all season long. They say there's 4 seasons, but not for them. But if you're applying what equinox is, and you can even beef it up to the scales of all world existence, the magnetosphere flips every 400 years, and the years that we're in right now is in actually an ice age, because it's like ice age, not ice age, not ice age. And you can look this up. All scientists of the ecology or meteorologists would know what I'm referring to. So when referencing equinoxes, can that come in a 3 set for a yearly term? That'd be really interesting to see if what could, seeing as like you don't know what's coming tomorrow is one, and then the yeah, take one day at a time too. Oh, shoot. But the case doesn't change with Simone Bole. So anytime that there's a a standard that's set, that's what it is. It's set in stone. So if I'm literal, this is like shunning people from going and seeing gymnastics or getting involved in that accord, because at any point in time you can get $100 million golden ticket to someone, and you get the offensive sex offender on your record. And who doesn't want to cry crocodile tears for $100 million? Simone Boles doesn't care. Simone Boles doesn't care. This is when you can see something that's off because it's not that cold outside, but my breath is clearly able to get seen, and that's because I just had something hot. So when there's something displacement, that was one key thing in pointing out something that shouldn't be but actually is. Okay, but the 70s alternative, he said that the alternative came out of the 70s, and if that isn't mind-boggling, I thought it was just in the 90s. But Dashboard Confessional, there's this one board that I step on and I put it diagonally, and so then I can combo off of it. And when I'm doing this, I mean finishing with my left hand, moving forward, or my right hand. And if you've never been a pitcher on a mound, there's mechanics behind it in baseball, and you come down on it. There's actually a lot to momentum coming down off a mound. The key point in case, if you can use either hand throwing a ball or doing whatever action you want going down off a mound, there's actually 8 different ways to do it, including going backwards. And so that's one of my special moves, is going backwards and punching forwards. I think of Kobe Bryant every time I do that because he mastered the fadeaway shot. And this is important because there's diagonal wise, and this is in your head that you have as a prelim, so you don't get DQ'd, disqualified. I want a shirt that says future Olympian, wall hugger, and then there's 2 other ones I can't think of right now. But in the case of gymnasiums, there's only males that are allowed to do the horse in gymnastics events. If you don't know, a horse is a thing where you use your upper body to propel. Females don't do this competition. But Dashboard Confessionals, there's this one board, yeah. And so in knowing how to do like linearly or diagonally is a really huge preset in how you want to accomplish a combo. I can make a field guide on combos. So yeah, that's great.